Hello and welcome all to the Spooky
Tippy-
Horror Show.
Tippy top.
I'm Sean, your host, and I'm here with my co-host Anthony.
Hello.
And tonight we will be reviewing and spoiling the 2019 Scottish found footage film Death of a Vlogger. Yeah, it was rough. But before we get into that, Anthony, how's your week been?
It was fucking hot here. Actually, we
Hot.
I have a good one. I know. It's funny to say that. We have a Goodwill across the street from us. Actually, it was so hot because it's poorly ventilated. I went there to buy a shirt that had no sleeves. Like, I didn't care at all. I didn't give a fuck about the dress code. I was like, I'm doing this. I went in, I got one. It was all fucking no sleeves and shit, all just hanging out there. I'm like, fuck with me. I'll go the fuck home. It's just too fucking hot. How was your week been? I know you guys in Texas are a lot hotter than me up here.
Yeah. So, in Texas, it is currently like 102 degrees, which sucks ass. I'm trying to remember what the hell I did this week. I watched this movie about 5 or 6 times.
Why? Oh, you poor man.
I have to write the plot and synopsis and everything. Like I have to go through all that shit.
On that note, I think I'm gonna start prepping the Texas Chainsaw one for later on in the season. Okay. I'm gonna start writing it out now. That way I can draft it to you, because you know how well I am with all that shit.
Yeah. Because remember, like you have full access to the Google Docs for all of this, so you can see like how everything is formatted and shit. Like it's easy. I try to keep it super simple. But yeah, I have been playing a lot of the Dread X Collection 5. So I've been it's
pretty cool.
Yeah, I like so far half the games are really good, half of them just aren't. The game in it that's probably the standout game for it was called The Book of Blood, which is a really good horror game. It's made by the same people that made the next game I'm going to be streaming, The Mortuary Assistant.
Oh, okay.
They made that game. Sick. Yeah. But besides that, I've just been editing shit, and yeah, that's about it. Like I haven't really done anything else.
As long as it ain't bad, then it's good.
Yeah, we're trying to get everything in order because next week you're away, so there's no podcast. So I think instead I already have Marvel Spider-Man downloaded and shit, and that comes out on Saturday, so I might just do like
you have it downloaded. How does that work?
I pre-bought it.
Oh yeah, you have the game capture.
What? No, I
How did you have it on?
I bought the game. It comes out Saturday. So
okay.
Yeah.
So they let you pre-download?
Yeah.
Oh, then
I mean,
hold on one second.
I mean, at least they let me. You won't be able to play it. You can't play it. You're not going to be. You're going to be on Staten Island.
Doesn't mean I can't buy it and let it download. I can remote play it, can't I?
No. On what?
I used it on the laptop for Elden Ring.
So, wait. So you hear it here first, people. He can't do the podcast next week because he's going to be on Staten Island. But he'll bring the computer.
I'm gonna be in the middle of a family thing. And then I gotta go and do a pod. Hey, hold on, family. I'm sorry. This family event where I'm not always here for. I'm gonna pause real quick. I gotta go and review a scary movie.
Oh, but you can go and be like, hey guys, hold on. I'm gonna go play Spider-Man.
If there's nothing going on, I'm gonna play Spider-Man.
There's nothing going on,
I'm gonna play Spider-Man.
That's fucked up.
This man works 24/7, people. He never quits. I'm telling you, he burns both wicks, man.
We're planning trips to Disney and Universal.
And he's old enough too to understand.
Yeah, we're also planning trips to Galveston and Corpus Christi.
Oh, okay. What are those for?
Just to go to the beach and like do shit like that. Like but in Corpus Christi there are what's it called? Haunted locations. So I've been looking up some like spooky places, and because I don't want to bring the cinema camera because it's big and clunky to get around, but I have the Samsung S21 Plus, So it
Oh.
does 4K. I already have the Filmic Pro app on it, which allows me to do 10-bit recording. And I just bought a good phone gimbal. It's the Zhiyun Smooth 4.
Yeah, I'm actually for the drive up. I'm gonna end up trying to use the new camera and make a time lapse.
That's it. So I could just take it. It folds up super quick.
Gadgets by Moondog.
So I figured while I'm in Corpus Christi and we go to some of the haunted places that I would record some shit to put up at another time.
Of course.
I'm thinking for my birthday, I found places that do like ghost hunts around here.
Oh.
They do them like everywhere. It's only at certain times, so I need to like figure that out,
on 'em.
like when to go. But yeah, so
You
I'm
gotta
thinking of
schedule
doing
that.
yeah. So it's like I'm thinking of doing that. That should be fun. So yes, as Anthony pointed out, I'm always fucking working.
Never
Like,
stops.
I'm always doing it. But okay, let's get into some production facts. There's not a whole lot. I watched the behind the scenes of it. Not the behind the
Oh,
scenes.
man, they had a behind the scenes.
I
thought that was the behind scenes.
no. They had a YouTube video, which is kind of like the thing we wanted to do, where it's getting a commentary track. Where it's like you could just watch. So they did it for some other channel. It was him and the woman that plays Alice, who I hate the character of Alice. I don't know if you hated her, the investigative journalist. I fucking hated her. I hated her
the
so
one with
much.
the shaved head,
Yeah,
the side.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't mind her at all.
I fucking hated her.
I think she
her.
sucked at acting, but I didn't mind
Yeah.
her at all.
Well, I don't think she's an actress. I think she does makeup and she's an author. And I think she's
so they
either
just, like threw her in.
yeah, I think she's dating or at least lives with Gramp in real life.
Well, all I know is that most of them, she was pretty much better actor than the half of them.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Oh, I do. I think they. I don't know what.
I think you just like that haircut.
We can't do it yet. I don't think we
think-
can do that yet.
I think you just like the haircut.
Oh,
Because
I
she
do
was
like
terrible.
the haircut, but I think that she had more of a more aggressive approach at acting and being more like into the role than all of the other of them. They all look like they were barely reading their script.
Yeah, well, I don't really know if there was a script. I'll be honest
Like
with
a
you.
fucking dude, like
I
a
don't know.
winged fucking event. Yes, this was a fucking pop-up event somehow.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I don't know. But okay, so Death of a Vlogger is a 2019 Scottish horror mystery found footage film that could also be considered a documentary mockumentary type deal. It's like it's found
That
footage.
explains some of that.
Yeah, it's found footage in the form of like a
shit.
documentary / mockumentary. It was written, directed, and edited, and starring Graham Hughes. It also starred
There you
Annabelle
go.
Logan, Hattie Kondracki, Jorma West, and yeah, that should be it. Because then the other people just pop up occasionally. It doesn't fucking matter. Filming began June 19th, 2018, and was released on August 24th, 2019. Besides a few exterior locations,
New?
this is super
Oh.
new. Besides a
That's
few
fucking-
exterior
that's worse.
locations, the whole thing was filmed in Graham's apartment.
Okay, that cuts a
So-
lot of cost.
Yeah, but you got a little bit of our take on the film, but we'll say
get
it,
into it later.
we'll say a little bit more. Anthony, what's your spoiler-free review?
I wouldn't put it on to fuck to. I'm being honest. I wouldn't put it on to take a shit. Like honestly, I wouldn't even watch this movie again. I wasn't gonna watch it again today, only because my stoner ass. I just want to make sure I remembered the rest of this shit box.
Yeah,
It honestly was hard to finish. I couldn't concentrate. So
Yeah.
don't watch this fucking film. Out of all the ones we reviewed, watch those fuckers. This one, just stay away from.
I'm kind of right there with you. I've seen this film 7.
Oh,
I've probably seen it a total of about 10.
One too many.
I'm not really a fan of this film. As Anthony has pointed out, the acting isn't very good. I commend their really
Effort in it.
the effort they put into it, but like the story really didn't make sense. It seemed more like they did you just spill your coffee?
No, I almost got that right on my dick. That would have hurt so fucking bad. Okay.
But it feels like this was written by someone that isn't in the YouTube space and like content creator space, but like the film is about a guy that makes YouTube videos, like comedy stuff, and then his apartment is haunted, so he starts doing stuff with that. But it's like, I could go into it in more detail, but it's as if like they just had an idea and they were like, well, this is what YouTubers are like, and it's like, it's not what YouTubers are like. It's not what people that create horror content is like. Journalists like Alice, that is not what they are like when it comes to this stuff. Like, it doesn't make sense, and it seems like it's written from a perspective where they think they know but they don't know, and for me that really hurts the film a lot.
It does. It makes it's a disconnect of what actually is, because like I said, I was like, oh man, well, he always finds good found footage. I've not found one he doesn't like, that I don't like, that he's given me. And then I'm watching it, I'm like, why the fuck would he ever show me this? This wouldn't be 100% the wrong movie to show me. You've been like you've been like 10 for 10 right now. I was like, they're trying hard to be found footage, but they don't know how to be found footage. And then they're trying to act, and I'm like, I'm sorry. In high school, we made better fucking shit off of our fucking, those really shitty ass cameras we'd get at fucking CVS.
Well, I'm pretty sure they filmed the
on a phone, right? Please tell me a fucking cell phone.
But
yes, I knew it had to be a fucking cell.
There are good, like, movies. Not
this one.
Award-winning movies have been made with cell phones. Like, cell phone technology has come super far. I think, but I think they had a real camera occasionally too.
They did not.
But yeah, I mean, we might as well just get into the spoilers.
Do the trailer. Do the trailer.
Okay, so the film, documentary, mockumentary, found footage, whatever you want to call it, opens with Graham talking to the camera.
Shit.
He's making a video for his 2-year YouTube anniversary, and he's telling us, the viewers of his YouTube anniversary video, 2 stories. The first story is about the problems paratroopers had in World War II, where they would land off target, like landing on roofs and shit, and how they would just walk right off a roof, injuring themselves or killing themselves because they jumped like thousands of feet out of a plane. Why would they worry about like this normie height? The other story is the tale of a friend who takes pictures when Graham sees these pictures, he's like, oh, these are great, you should make a blog. So he makes a blog to put the video, the photos on, but then when he starts posting the videos on the blog, the spooky shit starts to appear in the photos that he was taking. He ends up saying how he bumped into that friend months later or years later, I don't really remember, and he asks if the stuff is still popping up in the pictures. His friend says that he hasn't seen anything in the photos, in any of the photos that he's taken since he shut down the blog. The end. That's like
you don't really shut down blogs. They never actually shut down.
Yeah. What is like this? I don't. He's like, what are the point of these fucking stories?
Oh my god, I'm so glad you fucking said that. Why in the fuck are you telling me this? Why is there a start of one? And I was so amped up to see that story. I was like, okay, these paratroopers gonna come down. I'm gonna see these fuckers die and shit. That makes sense. It's a horror film or whatever it is. Nothing. Has no fucking bearing to anything that goes on. Yep. Then the one with the pictures is like, that's a very vague relevance to what's going on here, but okay, sure, we'll throw it in.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, you're starting off real sketchy, real fucking quick.
For me, I didn't understand what the hell I didn't understand what the point of it was, because like you're talking about, hey guys, I'm doing this video. It's my 2-year anniversary of making videos on YouTube. Let me bum you guys out and tell you this story about these paratroopers that killed themselves. It's like, why? What the fuck does this have to do with your anniversary? Like, you didn't even, I don't know. Yeah, like, I don't know if like a portion of the story was like cut for time or something. Like, I don't know what relevance any of these stories would have. Now, the friend posting like the photos and spooky things happening, I can see like, okay, he's planting the seed, right? Oh, there's these spooky things happening and he's planting the seed. That's fine. But it's like, what was the point of the paratrooper story? Like, did he cut shit out? Like, I don't understand. And starting it
Someone
that
missed
way,
that shit in fucking editing.
because it goes right from that to this happy chipper fucking do 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 music
Yeah,
and shit
yeah.
of like Friends and I don't even know who that fucking posh pompous girl was. I think she was like another blogger that was writing stuff about him or whatever. But it's basically like Friends and shit painting us a picture of who Graham is as a person. See, Graham is a vlogger who will do anything for a laugh. He's driven by his social media presence and does everything for the likes. His friends really don't take anything he does seriously and treat it all as a joke, at least until his laser eye surgery video. In this video, he's doing a live stream where he's supposed to be taking questions from the chat and answering them, but his eyes are bandaged. How is he gonna answer these questions?
Well, he was relying on that the Aaron to come in and shit like that.
But you see, this is where I'm not completely sure if they actually had a script, because Aaron goes, okay, everything's set up, you're live now, and I believe she said like, I'll be back later. So
Yeah,
so then she leaves.
The questions.
Exactly. So now he's just sitting there, and now you have to wait for Aaron to come back.
Does he have earphones in? He never put earphones in, so it's not like someone's reading it to him.
Yeah.
That's a good. I didn't notice that one. You're right. I was too hell bent on how fucking poorly that was bandaged that he can clearly see through.
Yeah.
You know, when he's walking with it underneath him, and you could see that fucking. There's like a gap that you could see his little fucking eyeball beating out of you, fucking dumbasses.
Well, while we're waiting,
better than that.
Well, while we're waiting for Aaron to come back, his mug moves.
I love that name.
Freaked out, he calls out for Aaron. There's no response. He reaches for the mug and it flies off the table. Then the door starts to close. Then it slams shut. You cut to the reaction of people, to people's reactions of the video, like random users online, and it's like his first real viral video hit. People believe it's real because they're stupid. And what I loved about it was the fact that, his eyes are bandaged, the live stream's going, but he's supposed to be doing a Q&A with people, but he doesn't have the person there to read the questions for him to be able to answer them. And the mug moves.
Motherfucker, breathe.
Yeah, and then the mug moves. It's like, okay, your eyes are bandaged, but you knew where the mug was, so you can reach for it. Then the mug goes flying, and it's like, oh, what is that? He calls out. The door starts to close, and then it slams, right? So then he can get up, eyes bandaged, and go over to the camera, which I think was just a cell phone, get the camera, and then turn around and film himself while walking. Not filming the door opening, but he's filming himself walking.
Very well.
He's not bumping into stuff. Like, the door slams, and then he freaks out and runs out. He runs out of his apartment, but his eyes are still bandaged. Where is he going? Like, if he just had like laser eye surgery, he can't take those things off.
Yeah.
So where are you running to? Like,
in which it's very rare that happens. So it was like you're really grasping.
Yeah. So I don't know. It was stupid. I didn't get it, but it goes viral. People believe it's real. Calling people stupid. Yeah. When you see that online, if it was real, it would be on real news channels. It wouldn't just be up on someone's YouTube channel. Like, no, it's bullshit.
Reported. You can wean out when there's like sketchy shit. Like, it's not. It's
so his next video is a bottle flip video, and it's mainly because he hasn't put anything else up since that video. So I guess he's been staying at Aaron's place since that happened because he's been scared. So he's doing the bottle flip, and Aaron basically convinces him that he should go back to his apartment, even though Graham really doesn't want to. But Aaron says, like, he walked into a gold mine, that he's been waiting years for a video to go viral. Now he can go back to his flat apartment, whatever, and investigate the ghost and record everything. She'll even go back with him. He agrees. They go back and they find that his apartment has been ransacked. Nothing appears to be stolen, as his TV and laptop are still there. And painted on the wall is the sentence, "Prepare for laughter." When a smash is heard, a painting falls and reveals his name. So he practically begs Erin to stay the night. For some reason, she agrees.
No, he does beg her.
So, yeah, okay. So you're telling me that you blindly ran out of your home, literally because of a possible ghost. When you get back to your place, it's ransacked, and painted on your wall is "Prepare for laughter, Graham." And instead of just piecing out, being like deuces and leaving, you just decide to laugh about it and paint over it and then call it a night.
Oh, like that's yeah.
Me,
it's just like Hell House when they heard the fucking noise and they didn't investigate it. Like,
yeah,
who doesn't do that shit?
Me as a viewer if I were watching this on YouTube, which, I mean, they completely fucking missed a whole section where they could have made all of his interactions with the ghost actual YouTube content, and then make this a documentary type deal.
Yeah.
Right, where it's well, you could watch the interactions on YouTube right now, and have a thing.
Listen, and then he could be showing the video and explaining it during it and stuff. But no, you're trying to show it in the fucking scene, and it's just not correlating.
So that's called an ARG, and we will get into that a little bit later.
ARG? Okay.
Yeah, an ARG. But yeah, so he decides to stay the night. She decides to stay with him. It's whatever. That night, Graham is woken by Erin because she hears sounds in the apartment. I like this. Not what happens after, but I like the what's it called? Usually with found footage films where people fuck up a lot, is you have to have a reason for the camera to be rolling, right? So
anything is content, though.
Yeah. But if you notice,
have a camera rolling.
If you notice, Erin's awake, and then he wakes up and then turns it on, so the stuff has already been happening. That's how it should be.
She's sitting there in the bed and shit.
Yeah, that's how it should be. She woke up to the sound. He woke up and grabbed the cell phone so they could record it. Now, what terrible people doing this type of film do is the camera's always on. Kind of like how what the fuck was that terrible alien movie? Not Prey. Got him. The fucking Gracefield incident.
Oh my!
Where it's the cell phone's
my fucking brain.
Where the cell phone is just always fucking recording, but they never explain why. So it's anytime they pick up the phone, it's recording before they even go to pick it up. It's he woke up to a sound, just like if you were in your house and you're ooh, the house is haunted and shit, and you hear a noise. You hear the noise, you wake up and you go, hey, I heard a noise, and then you start recording and shit. So that's what they do. Where they shit the bed is he uses the flashlight on his phone while recording to look around the apartment, which okay. But when he comes back, Erin is in a very particular spot, so that when she's whoa, and moves, there's a figure standing behind her that runs away.
Yeah.
Who watching this on YouTube is going, oh my god, that's so real. I knew it was real.
No way.
I
wouldn't have said that.
You legit have to be stupid to be oh, that was real. She's specifically placed in a spot to cover the door frame so that someone can be hiding behind her.
See that.
Oh my god, it's just, and then when we get later on, it annoys me. It annoys me so fucking much.
It just gets better.
Yeah.
This is a gem. This is a fucking gem.
So they get after they see a spookums inside their house, they decide to get up and investigate because, your first thought isn't ghost. Your first thought should be hey, there's someone in my fucking house. Which means you then
my stuff instead of fucking trying to investigate it and shit. Because you definitely don't look like you could defend your fucking self.
Yeah. So they don't see anything. So they get up and they go to check the door, the front door where the ghost ran to. What happens? They go, they check. Freaked out, they go, and they check the door. The door is still locked. And when he's turning around with the cell phone, after Eren is already in frame for like 4 seconds, he goes, "Whoa." It's like, what? You already saw her. You're using your cell phone as your camera and flashlight. So you're looking. So if this is Eren and I have the phone flashlight, as soon as she's in frame, that's when the camera should have been like, "Oh my god," and they'd be like, "Oh, it's just you." Instead, it turns, she's in frame. "Oh my god. Oh, you scared me. How? Are you blind? I thought you just had laser eye surgery."
I had to research how to fucking film this movie. Like,
I don't know.
Blindly just assume how
Dude,
these
I don't know, man. I don't fucking know.
New subgenre that we're not hip to.
But yeah,
it's that negative B movie, not like Killer B. It's negative B.
yeah. But Eren goes, "I heard something," and like points towards the living room. So they head over towards the living room, very slowly, and there's nothing there. They find nobody in the apartment, but his laptop is turned on and the camera is on.
When they first pan through, you can pan through the room. You do see the mouse spinning with the laptop off, but he doesn't like pan to it to address it.
Oh, wait, oh, it was off? I thought it was on as he panned.
It was off. No.
Okay.
When he pans by, you see the mouse, the garbage can, then it goes back around, laptop on mouse.
Okay. So yeah, then I missed that in my
like,
entirely.
What the fuck? What do you mean what the fuck, bro? What do you mean what the fuck? You have to write something in your script for you to give a fuck, bro.
Yeah. So that's spinning upside down. Well, we're back to critics. The documentary crew is checking out the videos from critics who were talking about the video and how it's so real because nobody was there. Besides them, he's on the 3rd floor. The doors and windows were locked. This made a believer out of a lot of people. Stupid people.
So is he saying
stupid
that place was abandoned?
No, that is.
So then how is he the only person on that 3rd floor?
Desi's just like, I can't even. I think you find out later that like it's supposed to be some girl like either committed suicide or something happened and like it's her spirit. Yeah, and it's her spirit that's doing it, and he just happens to live in her apartment. But yeah, so now suddenly
dark water.
Yeah. With Naomi, not Naomi Campbell.
I don't know, but she is fucking beautiful woman from the Labyrinth.
Yeah. No. Oh, Jennifer. Fuck. Damn it! In my head, I got Jennifer Hale, but it's not Jennifer Hale. Jennifer Connelly. It might be Jennifer Connelly. But anyway, yeah, so critics are like, "Oh my god, it's so real, no one could be there." This is clearly, again, someone that doesn't know the fucking internet because Jennifer Connelly?
2005.
Because nobody on YouTube watching that, you'll have the few people that are like, "Oh my god." But the majority of people will be like, "Oh, cool video, man," because they realize it's fake and it's probably just like they're making like a horror short. It's supposed to be like a series or something like that.
But there are people that will take that seriously. That's why I have a comment on that later.
Which is my only like critique to make this seem more realistic. Yeah, you have the people that are like, "Oh, it's real," but you should also have the people that accept that this is probably just like a YouTube horror series that they're making. But Graham decides that he needs professional help, and we're introduced to Steve Mitchell, internet ghost hunter.
God.
He goes on about his follower count.
Gets worse.
He's terrible. He is awful. I do not believe that he has the subscribers.
Terrible. It was like fucking Pimp My Ride on MTV, man. That intro was ridiculous.
The fucking scarf that he keeps wearing.
Yes, it reminds me of the anti-piracy fucking ad in the beginning of the fucking movies, where it does those gray fucking flash back and forth and the spinning around the character.
Yep.
I was like, fuck me, man.
But yeah, he goes on about his follower count and his views and how Graham's ghost videos were too on the nose. He's kind of an asshole.
He is an asshole.
He reminds me of Zach Baggins from Ghost Adventures.
Oh, okay, yes.
He's the douchebag ghost hunter that always wears bedazzled shit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
Afflicted,
Fucking every
rhinestones on his jeans and shit all
Yeah.
the fucking time.
every time he walks into a house, oh, it's definitely haunted, and oh, I'm
Yes.
being possessed.
I
Shut the
feel
fuck
the
up.
presence of it. I was
It's
like, dude,
shut the fuck
shut
up,
up.
dude.
No.
It's like, stop it.
every fucking house.
Every house.
They had me sitting there watching that one where they were in the fucking desert in that fucking mine
Yeah.
from the plane crash from the actress
Yeah.
or whatever it was. I was
Yeah.
like, you fucking people are assholes.
Yeah, no, it's fucking stupid. Aaron
How's
is
it going.
Aaron is not a fan of Steve's and finds him annoying. But Graham is a fan of Steve's videos, so she's fine with them reaching out for some professional help. Now, my only thing is, I think later on, Aaron specifies that Steve reached out to Graham because Graham's videos were getting all the views, and he wanted to get in on that.
Well, I could see that too. But later on, there's something else mentioned.
Yeah.
You find more the plot kind of thickens on this.
Steve and Graham meet. They discuss basically what they could do for each other, and it's decided that they'll do a collab on Steve's channel because Steve's all about getting people to go to his channel to build his shit, and they'll do a seance, a live stream seance.
Sounds like people we know.
Somehow, a private conversation that they were having about like faking ghost interactions that should have been deleted or just not recorded at all somehow ends up in the hands of the documentary crew, and they show the footage as kind of like a gotcha moment. But Steve shrugs it off, saying his work speaks for itself. How did the documentary crew get their footage? Like, that footage has to be handed to them. Or was the footage uploaded onto YouTube and they didn't know it? You know, like, did they post it online or something? More importantly, it specifically says that the microphone kept recording even though the camera had stopped recording.
Yeah.
It's video footage.
Yeah, it's video footage.
It's not like
it's all in one. It's not separate.
It's not it's not like a static image or anything like that. It's you can see them moving around, like their shadows moving around in the video footage that shouldn't even exist because the camera wasn't recording, just the microphone was.
Yeah.
And you know that it's the same audio because when the shadows move,
We call that sus, people. It's called sus.
when the audio's going and like you see the shadow move and shuffle, you hear the shuffle in the audio. So again, how did they get this footage?
Yeah, I'll be honest though, because you call me deaf all the time. I honestly didn't hear, watching this twice only, I didn't hear any noises that clearly that he kept saying there were like voice or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So I never heard that much, but if there was, they did a poor job.
When you put on subtitles, it'll say
it'll say that?
It'll
I
say
hear shit.
whispers. Like when a ghost is doing something, it just says whispers. It's like, man, come on.
Yeah, dude, they did not record that over well. I don't think they recorded anything over or did any sound. I think they just filmed and then edited off that fucking phone.
You see, that's why like Desi will know I send her shit about editing in like DaVinci Resolve and stuff like that. I think I sent you the link too. Watching the tutorials, and I even talked to Dazelight about it because setting up his stream, that there is separate, each type of audio should be at its own range. So like voices should be within like -10 dB and -15 dB. Like that's the perfect range for a voice. And then music should be between like I think maybe like -30 and -20, so that the voice is still heard, the music is still heard, but nothing like really overlaps. And then sound effects like vary. This doesn't sound like they did any of that, like you said. It's like you have to have subtitles on to like see what's going on. But we're now up to the seance. They set up a 360 camera, and that's pretty cool. that like that's the way that they went about doing it.
Oh no! I don't see. You're the guy to ask this now. First off, why did it look like a fucking drone?
That's how
Like,
360 cameras look. Because it
Okay.
records in a
What was the fucking point of
sphere,
that?
so that you can see everything.
When I heard 360, I thought it was like yours, like the one I was talking about, where it sits on a thing that's
Oh
like
no,
battery
no,
controlled and
no,
goes
that's
around.
that's a gimbal. This
Okay.
this is a 360 camera. Okay, so it has a lens here and it has a lens on this side, and it sticks out far enough that it records everything.
Okay, all right.
And then it's like
See, I
this.
just didn't really understand why you said that, and I was like, did they do it because it went like up and over to?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I'm not
Because-
understanding how they did that.
What you're able to do is you can record like that, and then you can reframe stuff however you want it. That's how, like, when they were going, it would they showed in the beginning when like he was going like this, and it was like his hands are going towards like the tip, but then like they could move everything around. It was that. Which, reading some of the stuff, I have fun facts about that scene a little bit later on, but doing that scene was cool. I don't think they did it the best possible way. I think it could have been better, but seeing the stuff
it
later,
might have had more to do with budgeting, because I mean, it looks like they did it cheaply.
yeah. Well, because 360 cameras need a lot of light, and they were filming pretty much in the
rather
dark, so footage doesn't end up looking great. Like, you need light to hit that sensor. But Aaron, Steve, and Graham sit at the table. They light some candles and begin the seance by placing their hands on said table as Steve reads a prayer. I don't get how the ghost is supposed to communicate with them, though. Like, there's no spirit board. All they have is a cup of
he
whiskey.
has a printed out piece of paper. Do you notice that?
No, that's the prayer that he was reading.
Yeah, that's all they have. And
Yeah.
some tea candles.
Yeah, Yeah.
Hey, how many games do we play that's all about exorcisms?
yeah, a lot.
You ever use a goddamn fucking tea light?
Nope.
They had nothing.
We got ourselves
But do you
big
see
old
that-
candles.
Listen, Beetlejuice had a better stay-on fucking scene than that.
Yes. And that's the thing that confused me, because I think Aaron asked about the whiskey and was all like, well, what's this for? And he's like, it's for the ghost. And it's like, you're asking the ghost
that
questions.
thing was stupid too.
Yeah, you're asking the ghost questions. Unless you're hoping the ghost either possesses someone or straight up vocalizes in the room, how the fuck is it supposed to talk to you? That's why you have a spirit board. That's supposed to be the thing that helps them fucking communicate to you, but you don't have anything. You don't even really have anything to ask consistent yes or no questions. Because you could be like, because I think they asked, like, who are we talking to? How the fuck is it supposed to answer that?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's supposed
it
to
dipped the
speak to
whiskey.
you,
Like, it's stupid. That's why it's like, I don't really think they fucking planned any of this out. I think it was one of those where it's like, well, we got a camera. It films pretty good footage. We can get our hands on other cameras when needed, but let's just film something. Let's just get something made. And it's like they had a very loose script and just fucking went with it. It's weird. Anyway, Steve tells the spirit to use the whiskey to communicate. Sure. It makes some bubbles, and then the cup moves towards Steve. This freaks out Erin. She tries to get up, and Steve tells her to sit back down as to not break the circle. The cup slides back towards Erin, and then the candles start to get blown out. The last candle to go out is by Erin, and when she looks up, she's frightened by something over Graham's shoulder. The 360 camera turns over to Graham, just in time to see a person wrapped up in a blanket with a shitty black wig on it. And then he gets freaked out, the lights cut out, and when Graham turns the lights back on, that person ghost thing is gone. This is dumb. The ghost thing that they have is dumb.
Yep.
I'm gonna go into something a little bit later. I want to see if I could pull up an image of the ghost. But yeah, so this is the ghost that they're seeing.
Like a dumbass.
Right? It's just it's clearly a person just wrapped up in a fucking blanket. Like, that's
It's just
all
a white, like it was on his bed and they grabbed that shit and said, "Here, wrap yourself in this."
Yeah.
Like, legitimately looks like his fucking stained white sheets.
Yeah. And I'll go into later, like, possible thoughts I have about everything, which is why I'd like to see like another one made.
No, why would you want that?
You'll You'll realize later.
This is not Hell House, okay?
No. But yeah, so the 360 cuts over that. Okay, this leads people online to believe that the haunting is real. We're now introduced to the ultimate fun sucker, fucking Alice Harper, investigative journalist. She's more like a wet blanket buzzkill.
Like yeah.
She has.
This is why you don't like her.
She's having no part of this farce. Only
she doesn't want the tomfoolery.
Her words. Only babies under 5 would believe this.
What a buzzkill on that.
She
now that I
is
get
not
what you
one
mean
of
by
them,
that.
right? She's so cunty about it. You know, it's like everyone is telling a joke, but like, and everyone's laughing, and she's that one person in the room that's like, not funny. Yeah. Like she's that person, and it's just, I fucking hate her. I fucking hate her.
You know what? Now that you point that out, I can honestly see what you're saying with that, because later on you guys will find out. But I was going to address that, like, because inadvertently, but very directly, because of her and her just not letting somebody just have fun. Some people like believing in aliens. Some people like believing in conspiracy theories to a fucking point.
Yeah.
All right, and stuff like that. And sometimes there's no harm in them. Let them be. But this one had to go so far where, like, it got out of hand. Like, sometimes social media can harm someone's fucking life. And you'll find out later on in the movie about it.
Here's the thing, though. It wasn't even inadvertently. It wasn't inadvertently. She purposely did that. She purposely did that. Yeah, this is what she wanted. Yeah.
You are right.
Yeah.
Now that you think about it, she said it in the video, like, several times, like, oh, you know, I'm going to show that he was faking. Yeah, she was kind of vindictive for some reason.
Yep.
All because you made dumb videos. Isn't that what the internet is about?
Yep.
Look at us. Look at us dumbasses reviewing this dumb movie. Look, see, that's what it's about.
But yeah.
Karens, man.
She knows it's fake, and she has to prove to the world that Steve and Graham are liar pants on fire. God forbid that there's even a smidge of joy in the world. Guess not. Not for Alice Harper. Fucking bitch.
Pay those taxes and die for Alice Harper.
Yeah. She tries real hard to present herself as the good guy, as a white knight.
I bet you she doesn't masturbate.
Everyone that masturbates has so much more fun in life. But no, she tries really hard to present herself as the good guy, as like a white knight in shining armor. She says things like,
kind of a joy kill.
Yeah, she says things like, it's just 3 friends making short horror films, but because they were presenting it as real, that she takes issue with it.
Wait a minute, back the fucking train up. Does she think there's real horror films out there?
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make any sense. It's a YouTube video.
Yes, if you acknowledge it's a YouTube horror film, you're implying that this is absolutely just a fact. What is it? Not a non-fiction fucking story.
But you see, she has to make sure that the world knows, no, it's fake. Freddy Krueger isn't real. Jason Voorhees, they never existed. They did it this way. It's like, just shut the fuck up. Crawl in a hole and just shut the fuck up.
That just makes no sense. Like, why would you go that far?
But yeah, so because they're presenting it as real, that's where she takes the issue. She also, also, because they presented it as real, they were hurting people because they presented it as real. Get off it, you fucking douchebag. She even cites examples of comments on the video, not from the videos themselves. She took handwritten notes. Those are the comments that she's reading. When she goes, here, I'll read you some comments. She takes out a book and she flips through a couple of pages and starts reading them. Okay, cool. That's how we're gonna source, like, evidence for things? Here we go, buddy. I got news for you, Anthony. On the last podcast, I received hundreds of thousands of comments from people saying we were the #1 horror movie podcast in the world.
What?
And a few of them were talking about how they wanted to have our babies. Don't look it up. Just trust me. I'm telling you this because I took copious amounts of notes from those videos.
It's objective. She just fucking went on. She went on her own idea, and it doesn't mean it's not true. I mean, it doesn't mean it's true.
If you're not going to show, like, the sources and, like, the actual stuff, it's bullshit. It's just complete fucking bullshit. And the fact that, like, she doesn't have photos of the comments on the videos, or it's just handwritten notes, and she doesn't even show you the notes. She just, like, flips the pages and starts saying things.
I think she's more of a gotcha. She's like a, got ya. That's
yeah,
it, you know what I mean? It's
that's
like,
all.
God,
That's all that it is. But she cites 3 specific comments. One was something like, "I always suspected it was real. My husband passed like X amount of time ago. Can you help?" Another one was, "I knew this was real. Now I can talk to my dead grandparents. And I don't have to feel like I'm crazy." And the last one was,
works.
yeah, and then the last one was someone begging them to help them with their dead mom. Now, okay, here's the thing. If she's trying to create this narrative that they're taking advantage of these people watching their videos by citing 3 unconfirmed sources of people kind of just being crazy, saying that they're taking advantage of them is fucking ridiculous, because there is no evidence, and she never showed any evidence of them responding back to those people, trying to get money from those people, like, "Oh, hey, yeah, give us some money and we'll go and we'll help you." No, they're just creating videos online and they're just leaving it at that. They're not hurting anyone. She's just a fucking buzzkill. That's all she is. And I fucking hate the character. I also hate that fucking haircut, but I don't hate her because of the haircut. I just think the haircut is douchey and kind of fits with the douchebag that she's, like, you know, being.
It's a very scene 2000 cut.
Yeah. That's what's sad, because this was made in 2019.
And they're not even trying to play it off like it's a timepiece.
Yeah. Well, no. Yeah, no, they're not, because they show dates of stuff. But here's the thing, like I said before, how like the consequences from
it was filmed between 2017 2019.
Yeah.
This came out in 19, right?
2019, yeah. 2019.
So they made it try to seem current,
Yeah.
or relevant.
Yeah, but you see, like, how before you said incidentally, like, what happened with, like, the shit she did caused him harm. This is where you could prove that it wasn't on accident. It wasn't intent. It was in fact intended, because she specifically says that she has a vendetta against them and will stop at nothing to prove that they're liars. So,
you know, I they never really addressed on why she hates him so much.
but because they're getting famous off lying. That's it. That's all that it is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Man, I guess she hates Brad Pitt and fucking Chris Helmsworth and stuff, because they're actors. So they're just lying. They're just liars. They're liar pants on fires. Like, that's all that they are. She invites the crew over to show them evidence of how they faked it. The crew walks in and is fixated on a shitty looking doll. I don't, like, you kind of knew the second they walked in, they went, "What?" It's like you knew that was going to be the thing that does something.
Once they always did, like in cartoons when we were kids, the ones that had like the most brightest color knew that was going to be a moving scene.
Yep.
Damn, that was fucking terrible.
Yeah, so the crew's fixated on the shitty looking doll, and she gives them some story about how people thought it was haunted because things would move around. She investigated it and found that the doll wasn't haunted. It was just the dog walker who would move the doll around and move some stuff around when her, like, clients weren't home, because she knew that they were scared. The crew asks, "Well, what about the crew asks, like, what about the little footsteps they heard?" And she's like, it was rats in the wall or ceiling or whatever. But it was just rats. And then
which could be true too.
Yeah. So, and then, you know, because of that, the couple fired the dog walker, but they still felt uncomfortable with the doll, so they asked her to take it. So she did. She took it and she put it up there. She then shows a single piece of evidence where there's a video in the first video where the mug moves. You have to zoom all the way in, and you can see this little itty bitty wire that's showing that they tried to paint it out, which means that the video wasn't live. So, I mean, if they're lying about it being a live stream when it's pre-recorded, what else could they possibly be lying about?
That gets brought up again later on, like several times from this point on, about how nothing of this was ever live streamed.
Yeah. Some stuff falls off the mantle and they're like, "Oh, did the doll move?" And she's like, "No, stuff just like moves and falls. It's whatever." And then they're staring at the doll, and it's getting closer
nonchalantly
and closer.
Like, how are you? Yeah, like, I don't understand how she was just nonchalant. Yeah, she's been falling off there for a while now.
And then out of nowhere, the doll jumps towards them. And then there's like a scream from like 4 fucking blocks away. And she's like, ha ha ha, I tricked you. I couldn't help myself. It's like, oh, sure. Like, and she tells them how, like, she set it all up with like a lever that shoots so that the doll will go forward. And the scream they heard was coming all the way from her. So instead of having like the speaker behind the doll, so it's like when the doll jumps, the speak. No, it's like she's just like holding a speaker. She's like, haha, I did it all the way over here. It was so fucking stupid. It was so stupid. And then the crew asks if the dog walker story was even true. And she just looks at them like they're fucking idiots and tells them with like just the most pompous, like, why are you even here looks on her face. Like, no, it was fake. Then she decides that she is going to fully investigate these people under the guise of an interview. And she cut a little hole in her purse so she could put like a hidden camera. And secretly record them.
That looked like someone ripped a little hole.
Oh,
it was very obvious.
Yeah, but just in case she can't get good footage there, she's gonna have her friend hiding somewhere with a better camera, with like a cinema camera and stuff. And it's like, really?
Conveniently.
How are you supposed to hide a fucking cinema camera when you're doing like a written interview with some, like, whatever. But yeah, so Graham and Steve, I think she lied about the premise for the interview to get them to sit down with her. But Steve knows her whole thing is about debunking stuff, but he feels he's unbunkable, his own words. So he tells Graham that they should do the interview. So they do, and he's like, we'll beat her at her own game. So it's like, sure. Yes, but she didn't realize, and she's kind of annoyed that she didn't think of it, that they would probably record the interview as well, which they were.
Yeah,
but,
they were. Okay.
But then, see, this whole sequence is confusing because it's like, yeah, and they're going to record they're going to be recording their own interview. And it shows like all these cool, like cinematic shots of like Steve and Graham walking around. I think they're in Glasgow and everything. And they're like walking and they're like going down to the, into the subway and everything, or the tube. I don't know what the fuck they call it. Then when they get to the restaurant, bar, or whatever that they're recording, that cool epic B-roll camera shot that was getting of them is completely gone, and they're holding their cell phones.
Yeah.
Where did that footage come from? What was that? Because in there's the only footage you're getting is either from their cell phone or her B-roll, like her hidden camera. So it's like, I don't fucking know, man. So she tells them that because of their lies, they have a huge public shaming video that's coming their way. I don't know what that is. This is.
I thought you were a journalist, but instead you're a slanderer. That's kind of
but,
like your troll is what you're saying.
But like, what is a public shaming video? Is that like when someone fucks up and then people just like roast the person online?
Yeah, it's a bully video.
Who? First of all, no one goes, oh, you're gonna have a public shaming video coming. Like,
Why would you admit to it, knowing that you're gonna get in trouble?
It's like none of it makes sense. It's fucking stupid. I don't know why they keep bringing up that, but they keep talking about it, and it's really just people making fun of you. Like, they're fucking calling you out. And like, even when you see like the shaming videos after she posts her stuff, it's like someone being like, oh, did you see that? It's a ghost. Like, it's shit like that. You get one person that's like, fucking kill yourself. But like everyone else is just poking fun. It's like, oh, my anxiety. Oh, I don't know. It's like, oh my fucking God. It's so fucking stupid. It's so fucking stupid.
There are a lot more people that have that happen now. Yeah. There are a lot more people that just can't handle that shit, and then they go off the fucking rails.
Yeah. Don't be on social media.
Everybody in the fucking world. That's the thing. Like, you can't. A bunch of us are enjoying this, and not in the fact of like making fun of somebody, but just enjoying social media, because you can function on it. Doesn't mean I can't function on it either.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
yourself up to it.
Yep, and that's something that one of the doctors brings up. But yeah, so
that doctor. First off, the doctor himself was a pompous idiot.
Yeah,
but everything he was saying was utterly fucking true.
Yep,
utterly fucking true. And I thought that's where they were going with this. There were so many turns and twists in this fucking show. I was like, what the fuck am I watching? I thought they were going that route where they were trying to prove a point of like mental health, and then this idiot still fucking making this terrible fucking mockumentary. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah. No, but yeah, so nothing is really revealed in this interview. They don't say anything incriminating because, you know, they're not doing anything illegal. It's all just entertainment. But Graham is freaking out, and apparently that's all that's needed for people to have a meltdown. And apparently her expose causes shaming videos, and all the heat is on Graham. Aaron hasn't been seen in videos lately, and Steve is distancing himself, even though like the videos that have all this stuff except for I think like the first two things, they're all on Steve's channel. So then why is Graham getting all the shit and not Steve? We haven't seen anything from Graham saying let's fake the ghost interactions.
Yeah.
Like Graham's not saying that. Steve is saying that. But all the heat is on Graham, which doesn't make any fucking sense in the grand scheme. That's why it's like fucking write us, or even have a loose script where you can look through and be like, well, no, this doesn't make any sense. We got to get rid of
That's
this.
what I said. That's exactly what I said. Somebody didn't do the read through. I'm sorry, someone didn't do a read through of this, and that's right. I don't think they had a script. I'm like, you know what? You're fucking right. I don't think they had a script. I think they were just like, let's wing this.
Yeah, which sometimes that can work, but when you're trying to go into like when you're trying to get into like some like kind of convoluted shit, you need a roadmap. But Alice is sitting there with a shit-eating grin on her face, saying shit like he got what he deserved. She's a terrible fucking human being.
You shouldn't say that though, because they do. I mean, like it's talking about suicide and shit. Like you don't say that.
Yeah, he deserves to have people say that he should fucking kill himself. Like what? What are you talking about? Like
be critical, but I'm not saying you need to go jump off no bridge or nothing, dude.
Yeah,
relax.
It's like as much as we hate this film, like
let's do better. That's all I'm asking.
I think the guy can do better. I think he can do better. Graham starts spiraling, and people from like people.
The reviews of this movie get so bad, which they have to be, that this guy gets upset like in the movie.
Just wait. Graham starts spiraling from people making fun of him and telling him to kill himself and shit like real losers fucking say. Instead of just staying away from social media and letting things blow over, he becomes even more obsessed and eventually makes an apology video. If this is the route we're gonna take, I don't know if you know who these people are, but the Marble Hornet guys that made that Slenderman series, they're gonna need to make an apology video because, you know, a very small fraction of people didn't take it as entertainment. They believed it was real. So you guys are gonna, you three guys that created it, you're gonna need to apologize.
Didn't they get sued?
No. The Everyman Hybrid guys.
It was only the two girls that thought it was real got in trouble.
Yeah, because they tried to kill someone.
If that happened nowadays in court, oh no, they would be going after them.
Yeah, because they created entertainment.
The person, anybody that came up with the idea for the fucking thing, they were like, oh no, he had the idea. He's in trouble.
Yeah, the Everman Hybrid guys who made kind of like a Slenderman type video thing too, a whole video series, but they even brought in other fucking things like the Rake and everything. They're gonna need to apologize because some people thought the video was real. Hell, the YouTube creator Nightmind, who makes awesome videos, and I would actually recommend everyone watch it. He needs to apologize because he presents himself as a three-eyed demon cat when he's clearly not, because those things don't exist. You know, like why don't we just don't that? It's like
take a breath.
If you're gonna create a movie
content
that's like centered around like YouTube content and like YouTuber shit and like creating shit for the platform, you should be part of the platform to understand the stuff. The guy that wrote, directed, and starred in it, Graham, seems like he's so far removed from YouTube that like it's not even on his radar. Because the way that they're going about like how he's being treated, the way a journalist is like looking at the type of content that he's making, it's like nobody fucking understand. Like, I'm gonna get punchy. Aaron is telling us that Graham saw and read somewhere that after a public apology video, people will usually just forgive you and they forget about it and move on. What fairy tale video was he watching that he got this idea? Again, comes back to, I don't think he watches YouTube.
YouTube.
What person that has made an apology video has ever gone, all right, we forgive you, move on, we'll forget about it?
If
None.
anything, it
never happens. Yes, it never fucking happens. You still get shit on, but this is my philosophy. You never apologize. Fuck it. You know, one, you're not gonna please everyone. You sure as shit aren't gonna please everyone all of the time. So why fucking bother? You could say something that super offends someone, and that just that one person, and doesn't offend all these other people. So you have to apologize to that one. Like, get the fuck out of here. No, absolutely not. You never apologize. It's like, what should have happened in this is he just leaves social media for a while, and then everyone would forget, everyone would move on. No one forgets and moves on when you make an apology video, because then they fucking nitpick the apology video like they did in this. Yeah. Oh, I even had here, the Ghost Adventure crew doesn't apologize for faking things, and neither should you. It's entertainment. That's what I had. It's not your fault they're gullible and can't separate fact from fiction. And on top of that, it's not your job to do that. What pisses me off the most about this whole thing is that after the you should kill yourself shit, all that stuff, Alice is sitting there and gloats about the viral fame that she got from posting that video destroying his life, and then laughs and mocks Graham for making an apology video.
See, that
she is a piece of shit.
Spiteful. So spiteful.
She's a piece of shit. People start to get on his case again when they start to point out that there's a ghostly figure standing behind him in the doorway. Alice points out that the poster frame by the door moved, but she didn't notice it until she
had to rewind.
Until she sped up the video. If you're looking for clues on how they
speed it up, that's real slow, isn't it?
No, speeding it up is making it go super fast.
That's what I mean. In real time, when it had been really slow.
Yeah. She should have been slowing it down.
Fucking move. Yes, exactly. When you see it like fucking going, you would notice it move.
It's so dumb. But Graham's text thread with Erin somehow goes live, as they put it. She asks him why he would do a haunting video again, and he says he didn't. Erin doesn't believe him, but reluctantly says that she does. How did that text end up online? You're not explaining how these things did, like, the ghost do this? Like,
same way conservative politicians get their text messages put online.
But that would imply that that would imply that the documentary crew is hacking Graham to get it. You know,
Graham is putting the fucking text message.
But did it say that he did? They just said that it went live. You know, that's why I'm like, you're not saying it's like on his channel or anything like that. It's just like,
because someone has to fucking push live or whatever.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's like, I don't know.
You can't just.
But there's a lot of plot holes. There's a lot of plot holes. But now we meet Dr. John Watson, a social psychologist. He explains the how and why social media is addictive. I'm not going to go into it because I really don't care. Graham records a confessional where he talks about how talking to the camera is easier for him. He talks about how Steve abandoned him. He hasn't really seen Erin in a few days. The abuse online is getting worse. He hears noises in the apartment. Things are being moved around. He thinks someone found his apartment and broke in. Then a sheet rises up like behind him.
In the back.
And when he finally notices it in the camera, he turns to look at it, and then it falls to the ground. And I think
don't know what they were trying to do with that.
I'm trying to remember. I think it's like it falls to the ground and the lights shut off. So then he gets back up, the lights turn on, and he walks over with the camera, which again I think is a cell phone, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't. Because I there's a few instances where it's someone like having a real camera, but I think for the most part this is shot on an iPhone. Which then becomes, how did he notice the thing behind? Is he filming, watching the screen?
Then he would.
But that's the shittier camera.
But how are you filming it though? Wouldn't it, if it was a screen, isn't it film? You're watching a small picture of you.
If he's filming it with the selfie camera, yeah. So he would see it.
A cell phone.
Yeah,
So
but,
unless he
but
has it turned around where the back's facing him in just a lens, and he set it up that way, how do you know you're even filming
Yeah.
yourself?
yeah, that's why it's like it's never specified what what equipment he's using.
Did he use one
But
like I have, that small mini one? You know, who
yeah,
knows?
yeah. So it's like either he's using the shittier camera on his phone set, because like the selfie camera isn't the best camera. You have the main camera on your back is usually like the best camera. So either he's using the selfie camera to record himself so he could see it and he sees the thing go up, or he has it turned around so he's using the good camera and a mirror behind it so that he could see what's going on, but also see that. I don't know. All I know is the ghost goes up and then lights go out and then he gets the camera and then he goes back over and it's just laying there on the ground and then it pops up again and scares the shit out of him and then falls back down. And honestly, that was a pretty cool scare because it was like it was a flat blanket and then it fucking went up. Well, there's the arm later because
that arm was corny as shit, but okay.
Because that looks so real. Steve is back to get to the bottom of the mystery. Graham shuts the door in his face. Steve has a key and lets himself in. He keeps telling Graham he has proof to just let him show him the proof. Steve keeps trying to do his whole spiel, and Graham keeps yelling at him to just drop the act and just help him out. And he's like, I want to. And it's like, well, but we have to get down to the... And he's like, just stop it. The only reason you're here is because you see dollar signs. And honestly, that is the only reason Steve is there. He does not give a shit about helping. He doesn't care that he's a friend. He saw that, like, the video that he posted of that scare got a ton of views, and then
there's so many people.
Yeah,
it's
and then he came back.
Like people coming in chat of bots buying. You're buying it. You're piggybacking.
Yeah.
It is also another reason why if you play some, I really don't try to play it right after. You know what I mean? It's like piggybacking off of something.
Yeah. But what was it?
But that guy looks slimy though. He looks like a fucking snake.
He ends up getting kicked out of the apartment.
He can't pull off a Hawaiian shirt either.
Graham kicks him out. It cut to Steve with the documentary crew, and they're asking him about the evidence, and he just won't show them the evidence. He keeps making up excuses. And then he says, I don't understand why Graham kept trying to make it look real. And it's like, okay, so what so Steve is basically like, so he's basically saying like it's all fake, but he's like, no, you just gotta fucking trust my shit and whatever.
He didn't make it look real. Graham made it look real.
Yeah. So now it's November. Graham hasn't been sleeping. As he puts it, his apartment sounds like the Gaza Strip. He tells us he's looked up the history of the building, and in his apartment, a girl lived as a shut-in, never leaving the apartment. Eventually, a smell started to come out of the apartment, and when people went to investigate, they just found the smell, but they never found the girl. He looked at an old Google Street View of the apartment, and you could see the girl in the window. Spooky. Another loud noise is heard.
All of those scenes, like the deep far away, can very easily be fucking edited.
Yeah. Another loud noise is heard, so he goes to investigate. Eventually, too scared to look any further, he threatens to call the cops when the ghost girl appears and beats the shit out of him.
Get out of him.
He confronts...
That is literally the dumbest fucking scene. When he drops the fucking thing and you see him plop down on the floor and the really iconic fucking drag by. Bitch, that is played out and was fucking terrible.
Yep. And I'll go into my theories at the end and why I would like a sequel. What is it? So he gets the shit kicked out of him. The next day he goes and he confronts Steve at his latest ghost hunt and punches him in the face. Terrible punch. And accuses him of attacking him in his apartment last night. Steve denies it and everything, but he's like, I don't fucking give a shit. Give me my keys. The whole time, Steve is basically telling him like, you're going crazy, blah blah blah. He clearly has bruises all over his face.
Oh, he looks fucked up.
So even if, like, say Steve didn't do it, right? Someone was in the apartment.
Somebody fucked him up, like,
and beat the shit out of him.
Hard to do to yourself, yeah.
As a friend, wouldn't you be concerned that something just happened?
No, Cash Cow's fine. He's alive. Yeah. He's making footage. He's good.
We cut back to Dr. John Watson talking about if left up to the public, they would eat you alive or some fucking bullshit like that. That it's a social contract that we agree to when we put ourselves out there online. Graham is super spiraling now, sitting and filming himself against a wall with all the hateful comments that he's been receiving written on the wall in red. He likes to call feedback.
So fucking emo. It's not even funny.
Yeah. Erin comes for a visit and tries to get him to leave the apartment and go back to hers. She tries to turn off the camera, but he stops her. He tells her that he'll stay one more night and then go to her place.
What would be the fucking difference? Why wouldn't you just go then?
I do love that Erin asks him if she's important to him. Bitch, you've been avoiding him. You talked to Steve
for how many months?
Exactly. She talks to Steve about everything that's going on, but she doesn't actually go and check up on her boyfriend while the world is shitting on him.
Didn't even like Steve.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like,
so it seems.
Am I not important to you? You know what? No, you're not, bitch. Go away. Like, you've been gone for months. You don't give a shit. I got the shit kicked out of me and you didn't come to fucking check up on me. But you call Steve and you're like, oh, I wonder how he's doing. Bitch, come over and talk to me. Fucking, I hate it. We now get the final video. This is the last night again. Graham is recording himself, just going over his thought process and noting that nothing has happened except the usual noises that he's been hearing. And that nothing really haunting has happened. And how and how you never really think about hauntings happening in new builds, which you don't. Like the house. Yeah, like new build construction.
He made that comment.
Yeah.
You really wouldn't think so unless it's on an ancient burial ground. Why is it always something that comes up?
But it's like okay, the house I own is over 100 years old. Shit has happened. Shit has happened in this house on this property.
At home.
Yeah.
Fun fact: a lot of people die more at home than you would think. Being an EMT for a decade, especially elderly. Think about that. If you just die naturally.
So fun fact.
It's home.
So fun fact: if you believe in ghosts, that means every single building on the planet is haunted, because, like Anthony just said, statistically, people die at home.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have ghosts in your house, in your apartment. If you bought a used car, there's a chance someone might have died in that car. Like, you don't fucking know. So if you're gonna believe in ghosts, they're gonna be everywhere.
Scale, you know.
Yeah. It's 3 a.m. now. He's ready to call it quits and go to Erin's house when he starts hearing a noise. He's still leaning up against the wall, and then a hand just tears through the wall and is like grabbing at him. He gets away from it, turns around, looks at the wall. There's no damage on the wall. Now, if this was supposed to be him faking hauntings, this is a good fake.
Yeah.
Because the hand comes through, there's damage to it, but when he quickly gets up and turns around, the wall is fine. That's a good take. Yeah. I know as a filmmaker and as someone that's not stupid, there's probably a hidden cut when he gets up so that things can be replaced. He's now
is an art.
Yeah. Now he's officially calling it quits. His living room door slammed shut. It took me a moment to figure out where the fuck he was. I thought he was in the bedroom. But on like watch number 6, I finally realized that there was like a fake bear trap hanging on the wall in the living room when he would walk past. And that's like right above the writing. I didn't notice. I'm usually really good with figuring out the I guess like the geography of a location while watching a film, but this one for some reason just kind of threw me for a loop. But yeah, the living room door slams shut. When he opens it, he finds himself in the kitchen. Goes back to the door, opening it again, ends up back in the kitchen. This time, at the door, the ghost appears and then disappears, scaring him. But the door's open now, and he can see his front door, so Graham makes it out of his apartment very quietly. You would think if you were being haunted and that shit just happened, you would just run out of your apartment.
Fuck out that house quicker than you would ever know.
Apparently, his neighbors did not know that he was filming, so he had to open his door quietly and make sure it closed quietly, and didn't start making noise until he got into the stairwell. But yeah, he runs out of the apartment into the stairwell. He's running down the stairs, and after I think like 2 times, he finally notices that he's passing the same bike. He's stuck in a loop, hearing whispers that you can't really hear unless you have the subtitles turned on. He looks up and the ghost dips back behind the railing. Trying to break the loop, he runs faster because that's going to help break a time loop. He's finally startled by the ghost and pushed down the stairs. It's revealed that Graham sustained a concussion, a broken wrist, 3 fractured ribs, a dislocated shoulder, and that after the accident where he almost died, people were less inclined to brutally criticize him. Not Alice, though. She's still a cunt. Graham is in rehab. I don't think
sounds a shit ton better. I honestly, it's too convenient that to get people to get off of him, he had to do that stunt and all that other stuff.
Yeah. Well, he had to almost die for people to be like, all right, maybe we went a little bit too far. No. But yeah, so I guess like after he recuperated from the injuries, he went to like, I guess like a psych facility where he wasn't given access to the internet so that he can kind of
for a year
like purge himself of social media. Erin says that she sees him once a week. It's nice that like now she's visiting him, not before, but now. And Steve doesn't see him anymore.
You don't say.
As Steve puts it, if Graham's in a good place, he doesn't want to mess it up. But he still has to plug his new YouTube web series, which I love that as he's like, oh, did I tell you about my new YouTube show? No? Okay, well, it's about, and then they just cut it. I was like, good, fuck him. Then we cut to Alice, and she thinks it's insensitive for his YouTube page to be live when he's in rehab with no internet access.
Yeah.
I was very confused by this. I thought she meant that the channel was live streaming. But what she was saying that the channel was even up
live. Oh, yeah.
Is insensitive. Why would that be insensitive? Like that doesn't like if I stopped making all types of videos, I wouldn't take my fucking YouTube channel down. My YouTube channel would still be up. I would fucking leave it there. Like who would do that? And even more, how is he supposed to like delete his YouTube channel if he's in a place where he doesn't have internet access? She's finding things. She's finding things to fucking just critique and be a fucking asshole about. She goes down a rabbit hole of everything because she's a snooty, pompous know-it-all. Steve and Graham's YouTube channels have the same business email, even though they supposedly all just met. On top of that, as Anthony pointed out, Erin's Etsy shop has the same email too. All the channels and shops have been set up long before they were ever supposed to have worked together, as if, as Alice puts it, it was all organized and orchestrated.
Orchestrated, there we go. Why the fuck is that?
For the haunting, the fight, and the downfall. But like I said earlier, she seems to be like the one idiot in a room that doesn't get the joke and is mad about it. Now keep in mind, she's supposed to be a journalist, right? So she would like do research.
Journalist.
She doesn't seem to understand, even though she's already said that Steve and that Graham makes like YouTube videos, like comedy skits and stuff like that. But she still doesn't seem to understand that they're filmmakers just making entertainment.
That's it.
How does she not know that at any point, for any reason, you can change your business email on YouTube? It's not like it's linked to that one email. That's just, you can put whatever fucking email you want.
I don't think but I well, don't you have to confirm?
No, it, like when it says business account, like business email,
like a LinkedIn.
yeah, it's like the business email isn't the email that you sign up for the account with. Like my business email on my YouTube channel goes to my website's email address.
Yeah.
So it's like, but if I take that down and I just want to switch it to my Gmail email, I can just do that. So that's not a fucking gotcha moment, you know? Graham's channel is the oldest. It was started in 2006. Steve's channel started in 2014. Steve has acted in Graham's videos before. She even says they made sketches before. So why is she so butthurt about a fake ghost video?
Because it isn't giving her the publicity that she needs.
So she's complaining that the emails are like the business emails are the same. Okay. Well, since 2000, at least 2000, we'll say 2010, Steve and Graham has known each other, right? We don't really know when, because it doesn't say what year that video that Steve was in was made. Maybe along the way they got along really well and decided to make a company, and that's why the email addresses are all the same.
Yeah.
You know, because they're entertainers. They're creating entertaining content for YouTube. You know. Then it goes, oh,
I
well.
I also feel that her biggest issue had to do with the fact that it's the exclamation of this video and content was a real thing instead of making, you know, all the events in this are not true, blah, 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 like one of those. I think she's more hell-bent on that.
But why would you put that? If you're trying to make a web series about something, you know, like I'm gonna make a horror. You know? No, Blair Witch made it seem real. The actors weren't even allowed to act in anything for a year.
No. I mean, the whole entire before it started, it doesn't say these events are real.
Yeah, it does. Well, no, it does. It doesn't say they're real, but it doesn't say that it's fake. It just talks about like there's this film crew. But to make it seem real, they did. No, they put up all the viral marketing for it was these campers are missing. After they filmed this, like they weren't allowed to be in anything for a year. So that it really legitimately seemed like they were dead and missing. That's why it's like I'm making a YouTube horror series, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put in the beginning, hey, all of this is fake, FYI, but enjoy. It takes you out of it. You know, that's fucking stupid. She then brings up that Steve's shirt is in Graham's first haunting video. Almost as if
the radiator. Yeah,
almost as if like you just clarified before that they've been in sketches together, that they know each other. That's not a gotcha moment. We already fucking know that.
We established that.
And I'm almost positive anyone that's like going through Steve's archives, Graham's archives, because like they're watching the ghost haunting video and they're like, oh, what else does he have? That they didn't at some point see fucking Steve in one of his fucking videos. You know, like that's not a gotcha moment. It's, gosh, it's just fucking stupid. Then she brings up, if Erin left, why is her arm busting through the wall? Why are you assuming that it's her? Because it had a ring on it, on one of its fingers? It made it look as if that ring was the same ring she had on. Yeah, well, if she was wearing 4 rings, 2 on each hand.
You only saw one though.
No, but when she was hugging him before that happened, she had 4 rings on. So what you're saying is, oh, well, it's the same ring. Well, 1, the video is grainy, so you can't fucking tell that. And 2, you mean to tell me these people that painstakingly take the time to set up these scares, painting out the wire in a video so that you can't see a mug being pulled from a string and stuff, are gonna be like, okay, so we set up this wall and then your hand's gonna go through. She's gonna take off all but 1 ring? That doesn't make any sense. They would have had her take all the fucking rings off. Like, logically, that doesn't make sense. You just saw her before and she had 4 rings on, 2 on each hand. And then when they do this gag, she's like, oh, let me take all the, you know what, I'm gonna leave this one on. It's fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid. I hate it. I have written here, and it's a really bad dad joke.
Yes.
Yeah, you ready? I wrote,
do it.
and she takes off all but 1 ring. Fucking get off it, woman. Are you Mr. Fantastic? Because you're reaching.
Oh God.
I wrote it. I read that to the wife, and she was just like, oh, Jesus Christ. I was like, I know. I was really annoyed. I got up to this section probably 3 o'clock in the morning. When
Bro, you need to go to sleep.
Sleeping some pussies. The biggest reach in the video where Graham says he hasn't seen Erin in days, Erin's reflection is in the window in the kitchen, right? In that video where he's like, Steve,
And that's so
Steve doesn't talk to
great.
it's, dude. So okay, we're gonna set this up. He's sitting in front of the camera, right? There is the kitchen probably about 15 feet away with a window, probably like in a direct line with a window probably 17 feet away. Okay, all the way over there. Erin is not behind him, which means she's behind the camera.
Yeah.
Her reflection would not be in the window. It can't be in the, because you can see the kitchen. There's nowhere for her to stand in the kitchen to get that reflection.
You're not gonna hide.
If anything, I could see, like, again, you're not showing us the actual video. They're showing us a still. She could have totally faked that. I'm saying it. I'm saying it. Alice is a fake journalist. She's creating her own shit. Graham says she says that Graham will eventually be back to making videos again, and she's right. But I don't know where she keeps getting this info about all the fat stacks of money he's gonna have when he gets out, because AdSense doesn't pay a lot. There's no evidence that he's taking money from people to like investigate ghost hauntings or help him with stuff. There's no evidence that he has. There's no mention of sponsorship deals, because I think this is all within like a couple of months.
The only thing you ever mentioned is his viewer count.
Yeah. So where is all this money that he's supposed to have be coming from? Like that I feel like she's angry. And again, this comes back to, I don't think they know anything about YouTube, because everything that they're bringing up just doesn't make fucking sense. Like it doesn't mesh. But Graham is out of treatment, and some time passes. He does another live stream. He's writing some sort of a note with no clue what it says. It doesn't show the audience. But he says that this is the only way he can prove that he's telling the truth. And then he hangs himself. I don't know what he's tied to. He takes a bed sheet and then holds it, but I don't see him tie a knot.
No. She said that to me too. No. He's trying to
so it's the
imply
ghost.
The ghost magically decided to do that. Yes. Hasn't killed him yet, but now now lets him get hung.
Maybe she doesn't want to be lonely anymore, and he was gonna leave. Did you ever think of that?
Yeah, that might be the case.
But yeah,
that's probably why you want to fucking whatchamacallit.
Yeah. So he walks to the doorway, he steps up on his tippy toes, and then he's lifted up, he's swaying, his hands are at his side, he's choking to death, he's like and then eventually falls to the ground dead. It says the live stream kept going until the phone's camera died.
Nothing.
Yeah, but it says that the live stream kept going until the phone's camera died, which a phone's camera doesn't die, the phone dies. The cops arrived shortly after. When they entered the apartment, the body was missing, and he hasn't been seen since. The camera says the camera stays on Graham's note, and like a little like breeze goes through and lifts it. I guess that's supposed to be the ghost, and then it cuts to black. That's the end of Death of a Vlog. I only have a couple of fun facts. One of them is probably going to make you.
It sucks. Here's your next fun fact. Don't watch it.
There's only 6, and one of them is gonna. One of them I can almost guarantee you're gonna flip out. The 360 degrees seance scene was actually shot on a 360 camera. It was a true single take with no hidden cuts. In order to achieve this, the effects like the glass and lamp moving were all done practical and achieved in camera. They had to do that scene like a bunch of times. Everything that was happening in the 360 It was all one shot. There were no cuts.
Oh, so it's if they fucked it up, they had to restart.
They had to do it all over again. Yep.
And they still fucked it up.
The film was shot in the director's apartment. To this day, the wall is still covered in red graffiti that was featured on the posters. So like the "kill yourself," "you're ugly," all that bullshit. That's still on his wall. Here's the one that's gonna probably piss you off. To this day, the film has a 100% rating on Rotten Tomato based on 5 critics' reviews.
No.
Yep.
How?
Yep.
No, there is no way nobody had something to say about them.
No.
I'm looking this up. No,
I'll pull it up right now. Death of a Vlogger.
This is unacceptable. Horse shit. 5 review. That is 100% a fucking a fractional 100%, because 5 people fucking reviewed it and 5 people are fucking blind. All they did is they heard the movie and they said, "Oh, it sounds like a good movie," even though they don't know acting. This is a fucking lie.
100% Rotten. 100%.
I know, because I pulled it up and don't trust you, because that's bullshit.
On the tomato meter from critics, 5 reviews from critics, but it's 46% from audiences.
Telling tale of how perception affects the nature of an observed reality. No, it's not. Oh my god, I'm reading these. Go on. I gotta have a hernia and an aneurysm all at the same time. A twisted story of a warped perception. These are all fake.
No, the Slash Film is real. Wicked Horror, like Sci-Fi Now, these are all real websites.
They know each other. They how do you fucking
with Goosebumps?
Sophisticated, maybe ghost story for the age of the internet. Oh,
no, it doesn't. These people have never even been on YouTube. What the fuck?
Oh my god.
They're reading mainstream media's accounts.
Oh no. A twist of story for a warped perception, megalomedia, and victims to the middle of a media manipulation. And first off, this is a review, not a goddamn essay. And you're upset and our obsession with online culture and a breath of fresh air in an overcrowded genre. First off, it's not an overcrowded genre at all. Secondly, this was the most like Staten Island dump of air I've ever watched. There wasn't anything fresh about this.
I wanna.
Me and you could have made a better film in one weekend with one of my cameras than this fucking. And that's why it's 100%, because there's only it's all within the first beginning of the fucking of it coming out.
The film was primarily shot by Graham himself. However, Jorma West was usually behind the camera whenever something spooky needed to happen. Jorma West, who plays the shittiest investigative journalist Alice, was originally supposed to play, I believe, Erin, until the original actress for Alice dropped out. So then they switched roles. Honestly, I think she would have been better as Erin, and the that pompous, like, British fucking hoity-toity bitch. No, not the doctor. The girl, I think her name was Gabrielle. She was the cute blonde that at the end. Yeah. Like, she, at the end, she's talking about how she wanted to write another article on him, but he stopped responding to her, and she calls him a dick for that. I think that character as a whole, they could have just fucking gotten rid of. They didn't fucking need her. But instead, they should have used that actress. I believe her name is Josie Rogers. They should have used her as Alice, because she came off way more pompous.
Oh, really?
And everything. Yeah, she came off as like her shit don't stink. And I feel like that would have been better there, but that's just my opinion. The beginning of the movie, this isn't really a fun fact. This is just something that fucking annoyed me. The beginning of the movie, Graham says he's recording his 2-year anniversary for making videos on YouTube, but his channel was created in 2006.
How is that even? Oh my god. Yeah. I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, I noticed that when Alice was bringing up the YouTube channels, and it was like Graham's channel, and it was like established 2006, and then for Steve's hauntings it was 2014. So I noticed that, and I was like, wait, but in the beginning he said it was 2-year anniversary or whatever. But yeah, that's it. that's I was gonna watch more of the commentary video that they were doing, but I was like, I'd rather play a game. So,
Yep.
so I was like,
That's where I was at. She's like, but you
Yeah.
have to finish it. I was like, I don't
Yeah.
want to.
you have to at least finish it.
Yeah, she's like,
Um,
you gotta find at least the ending now.
But yeah, so that is the end of fun facts if IMDb and articles and BTS commentary video things are to be believed. What is your spoiler thing? Well, we already know that we really don't like the film. What did you like
Sad.
about it? And what did you hate about it?
Okay, so I hate the whole film.
Wait, I like how there was a long pause and you're like, all right, what I hate about it.
So I hate the film altogether. Everything about the fucking film. But the
Yeah.
one thing I do like about the film is putting the notice of content creators in two fashions. One, looking at in the fashion of content creators are creating content. They're not life creators. They're not fucking people writing. They're not reporters either. They're not reporting the news. They're not giving you a found footage that's a Geraldo Rivera bullshit. They're creating content. And then people want to do the stuff that Graham was showing in the thing of just
Demonizing?
demolishing
Demolishing.
the people's sanity over it instead of just taking it for face value. It's a fucking content, you know, like it hit a mark where we're missing that with society, that, you know, you're going too far. Stop being a fucking Karen sometimes. He didn't make one that we was like showing of like kids getting killed or just you know what I mean? He made a poorly made spooky fucking thing to put on. Everybody fucking does it. The dog one, the one where you put up the sheet with the dog and you disappear. Oh no, ghosts are real. No, like calm the fuck down. And then on the other aspect of that, stop being a fucking Karen.
Yeah.
Like we're getting way too fucking overboard with certain. We're caring about dumb things for no reason. Outside that, don't fucking watch this movie, please. We do not recommend it. I'm not putting my name on it.
Yeah. For me, this is a 1.
Oh, 1. Oh, I didn't even
Yeah.
give a number.
Yeah.
I give it 0, but we got to give it a numerical number.
Yeah.
1.
So 1 out of 5. Yeah. No.
Rotten Tomato can kiss my ass.
Hey, maybe one day we'll be on there for as a critic
And I
review.
will tell the other people around me. I'll be like, I don't know what fucking movie you were watching, but I'm sitting here writing this and this. It's a fucking shitbox.
I commend him for using the equipment that he had
He
available.
had around.
Like,
You know,
that's
I can give you that. Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
however, I mean, granted, it's newer, but the found footage
That's
film,
what kills me.
the found footage film Host, which was filmed on through what was the
Zoom? No.
Yes, Zoom. The movie of Host, which was done in 2020. It's 6 friends hire a medium to hold a seance via Zoom during lockdown, but they get far more than they bargained for as things quickly turn wrong. The whole thing is filmed like on, I'm pretty sure they use like real cameras, but like kind of like how I have my camera hooked up to my computer to like that. Because like sometimes it's on computers, it's on cell phones and everything, where like they're in a Zoom call. So the film is only, it's 57 minutes, because I think Zoom had like a limit of 60 minutes.
Oh, a top.
So the call, it would just end. And they did all of that there. Like, I would recommend you check out that movie. It should be on Shudder, because it's a Shudder Host. It's a Shudder original, so it should be on Shudder if you still have it. Where they had like gags. They have gags set up where while one of them is in their apartment on the call with everyone else, every one of the cabinets in the room comes swinging open.
Oh, wow.
And everything, and like shit falls out of it. Everything was set up. All of the actors got on a call with the director and some of the prop guys, because it was during the pandemic, how to set up these things to make them look as real as possible, where they can do it themselves.
Yeah,
and
that's pretty
everything.
fucking cool.
This movie could have done with shit like that.
I told you. There was no
Instead, there's so much more like emphasis put on. Yeah, it's there's so much more shit put on like Graham's mental state. I don't fucking care. I'm not here to watch a movie about him slowly spiraling because he doesn't know how to turn his fucking cell phone off. Like if he's getting that much hate on a video,
then you shouldn't even do this. No more.
Unpublish the video.
Yeah, you shouldn't be. Oh yeah, you shouldn't be.
Then the comments aren't there, but instead he's like going there and he's just sitting there and he's reading them over and over again. It's like, oh my fucking god! Like anyone could have like taken this shit away from him and they didn't, and you could have okay. So I would like to see a sequel to this where one of two things: either Graham isn't dead and
I thought he was gonna get up,
and it becomes more of him
being a dumbass,
him going after and driving Alice crazy for destroying his life, where he's not dead.
Get good.
Yeah, where he's not dead, but he because everyone thinks he's dead, he's able to get in and manipulate her and basically ruin her life the way she ruined his. Or if you watch the credits, Jorma West, who played Alice, also played the Ghost Girl. So
make her dead the whole time?
Well, no.
That would be kind of cool.
I feel like another way to look at this, because she went so fucking heavy on Graham, specifically Graham, even though Graham wasn't the mastermind of this, Steve was. She was in on it the whole time too. All the fake, all the Photoshop stuff. Like she didn't have any real evidence for shit. The only thing she had legitimate evidence for was the cup gag. That's it, you know? But like the painting moving,
like that was an accident too. Like I think she just happened to stumble upon
it. So I would like to see another one where she was in on it too or something, because maybe she was in on everything, but the haunting ended up being real and he is dead, and now there's like repercussions for that. I don't know. I'm trying to make this movie better than what it is, and I can't.
It's not gonna happen.
I can't do it. But yeah, it's a 1 out of 5. I would not watch this. I wouldn't waste my time. I would recommend, instead of this, watching The Last Broadcast, Troll Hunter, Host, fuck it, the first Paranormal Activity movie.
Oh, that one was good.
Wreck, Creep, and Creep was done on a really low budget too. Yeah. Creep 1 and 2 are great.
What was his name? I know that guy. What was that guy's name?
Mark Duplass.
Yeah,
or Duplass. I don't know how you pronounce it, but yeah,
I like him, actually.
He like that's a thing that was filmed with like one camera. They used existing lighting because I think it's called mumblecore filmmaking. It's where you just use what's available.
Yeah.
So if like you have a camera and shit, that's all you fucking need, and you're just using an existing location.
What is it called? Guerrilla
filmmaking.
Yeah, something like that. Using your elements and stuff.
I wouldn't recommend Cannibal Holocaust. That's kind of a shit movie. The VHS film series, The Sacrament.
Yes.
Willow Creek, which is directed by Bobcat Goldthwait. It's about Bigfoot.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like those are all much better films to watch instead of this. But next week's no, not next week's film. In 2 weeks.
After.
Yeah. I cannot pull up a trailer for it. Every trailer that I pull up for this film has titties in it. It's your zombie film. What I can tell you, it is an Italian film, but I think it's in English. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, no, it's done.
It goes by shit tons of different names. It's a 1979 Italian zombie film directed by Lucio Fulci. It's called Zombie, but it's also known as Zombie 2 because Zombie, the first one, Zombi, is a re-edited. This is a sequel to the re-edited version of the European release of George A. Romero's Dawn of the Dead. So there's some sort of fucking law that, yeah, as Italian copyright law allows, any film to be marketed as a sequel to any film is allowed to be marketed as a sequel to another film. So, there's, you know, George Romero's film went there, and Dario, I think it was Dario Argento, re-edited. So it kind of became like its own film, and then because anything can be a sequel to it, this producer quickly greenlit the sequel to it, and that was this. And I'm trying to find all the different fucking names that it's gone by. Like, Anthony put it up as Zombie, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that is. So he had to send me a thing of it.
The original name, yeah.
Yeah. So, but technically the original name is Zombie 2.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to be a sequel to the other one. So you can find it under Zombie 2, Sanguella, the Island of the Living Dead, Zombie Flesh Eaters.
That's another one I remember it on. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a picture of them on an island.
Yeah. Zombie Flesh Eaters, Zombie, The Dead Walk Among Us, Gili Ultimi Zombie, Widow, Zombie 2, The Dead Are Among Us, and Nightmare Island. Those are all the names this movie has gone under. That's why I couldn't fucking find it until you sent me something that had a director's name. And I was like, oh, okay.
I sent you a link to the movie, yeah.
I know, and then I opened it and I was like, okay. And then I went to look up information. It's like, still nothing's fucking coming up. So I had to search Lucio Fulci, and then I found it. And that's how I found, oh, it's actually called Zombie 2. But yeah, I pulled up the trailer for it and I was like, all right, let me just scrub through it just to see. And it's like, okay, about a minute into it, it's like, all right, we're good. And then it's just some girl ugh. And I was like, well,
it's a killer B movie.
I was like, well, it's a killer 70s Italian movie, so it's a lot of bush and a lot of tits. So,
yeah.
If you're not squeamish, check it out. That is it for tonight, the podcast thing. Yeah. Thank you very much for stopping by. And
had fun.
We will see you all next week. Not next week, the week after.
No, the week after.
Yep. Okay. Bye-bye.